You have a surprise for me.
I do. So I was inspired by you.
Okay, yes.
And I was gonna give it to you before the show. But then I was like, you know what?
Mid-show.
I think it'd be a fun mid-show surprise. So yes, here it is.
No way! Oh my God. What is up, everybody? It's Sam, and we are back with another episode of Pessimistic at Best, the podcast. And I have Adam on the pod.
Hello,
Hey, you.
Thank you for having me.
I'm thrilled to have you here.
I'm so excited.
It was nice to have a little alone time with you for dinner. James and I got you all to ourselves.
I know. It was great. And the burgers, they hit every time.
Delicious.
Every time.
I can pretty much count on when you come over, James will want to make you a burger, which is great for me. All I have to do when I want a burger is invite you over.
Perfect. Exactly. Yeah. It's the most predictive burger you'll ever get.
Honestly.
Exactly.
And it was good. It passed all the tests. I know that you're particular about your burgers.
I am particular about my burgers. And James' burgers pretty much check all the boxes.
I love that.
So, yeah,
I have several burgers I want to show you.
Okay.
But they're all in Wisconsin.
Okay.
I don't know my way around the Chicago burger scene yet.
All right.
What would you say is like your number one burger here?
Number one burger. Okay. So I do like a scale of 1 to 10 rating system.
Okay.
And
I love it. We're getting into the weeds.
Yep. And there are four burgers that have gotten a 10.
Okay.
So I haven't like crowned one as the official best.
Okay.
But the 4 10s are Rootstock.
Oh, I've never been.
Rootstock. It's incredible.
Okay.
It's on California, actually right across Augusta from Spinning J.
Okay.
Right by the Clipper.
Okay.
And it's just such a good burger. And then another one of the 10s is Swift & Sons.
I've never heard of that.
It's a steakhouse in Fulton Market.
Okay.
That one, I always put a little asterisk on it because it's like a $36 burger.
Oh my God.
And they use like 28 day dry aged Wagyu beef. And it's like, of course it's going to be delicious.
Yeah, that's a can't miss.
Exactly. Of course it's going to be delicious. It's like a totally different ballgame than the other burgers.
Okay, totally.
But it was absolutely incredible.
Lives up to the hype.
Yes, it truly does. And then Mott Street.
Okay.
It's a 10. It's so good. And then the last one, which it surprised me, but when I saw they had a burger on the menu, I had to try it, and it was Trivoli Tavern.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
What they're known for.
No, not at all. And not what I was planning on getting when I went there.
Yeah.
But I saw they had the burger, and I was like, well, I kind of have to. It's
totally.
I'll go out to a restaurant, and me and Mackenzie will go out to a restaurant, and then she'll see the burger on the menu. She's like, I already know. You know what you're gonna get.
Yeah,
and it's
right.
Like,
we don't have
exactly.
to
ask. It's always ordering is always very, especially if it's somewhere it's the first time I've been there.
Got to put it to the test.
Gotta try the burger.
That makes total sense. Yeah, Trivoli, I've actually never been.
Yeah,
like ever.
Okay.
I feel like it's on all of the like Chicago musts.
Yeah,
but it also is one of those ones where I'm like, well, it's so trendy that I know it's always busy. So
it is busy, but I mean the vibes are great. I see why it's busy.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah.
And you do the little walk down the cobblestone alleyway.
Where are we? Europe?
With the bistro lights. Yeah, and then you go in there and it's that dark ambiance. It's so nice there. It's a cool place. I would say it's worth it.
Yeah, it's on my list. One day we'll make it. I feel like to me it feels like a winter restaurant.
Definitely.
Just vibes wise.
Yeah.
It's cozy.
It's very cozy and it's dark and it's a great ambiance. So I would recommend, definitely recommend it, and winter vibes for sure. I think that we went, I think it was cold out for sure. But yeah.
Have you been to Armitage Ale House? That's a place I also want to.
Yeah.
It's like a winter. I want to sit by that fucking fireplace.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So bad.
That place looks incredible, and I've heard nothing but good things.
Well, and they book out like weeks in advance.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and that's why I haven't been. I've tried to go like 6 times, and every time it's like, okay, yeah, I guess I can go next month.
Yeah, psych. Nice try.
One of these days.
Seriously. Well, I know I love to take all of your recommendations because if it's one thing about you, I know that if I hang out with you, I'm going to be taken somewhere I've never been before, and I'm going to have a good time.
Good.
Have you always been that way? Have you always been like in control of the plans?
I would say I grew up with a very big family.
Yeah.
And a big Italian family.
Right.
Like 30-something cousins. And
insane.
yeah, and we all grew up on the same street together.
That is bonkers.
Yeah. So my mom moved here from Italy, and all of her sisters. It was 6 sisters, 1 brother.
Okay, totally.
And so they all moved here, and then they all bought houses on the same street.
I'm obsessed with that.
We all went to the same schools together.
That explains so much about you.
Like they were like an extension of my immediate family.
For sure.
And we would all go over to my nanny's house every day after school, and we were like all so close.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, it was like the best upbringing I could possibly imagine.
That's beautiful.
I loved it, and
it's
my cousins,
picturesque.
like still some of my closest friends, and still like some of the people that I'm closest to in my life. But notorious for indecisiveness.
Oh, okay, totally.
So you've got a group of like 30 people that no one will make a plan.
Somebody say something.
No one will make a plan.
Totally.
And we would always come down here like every year for like Christmas time. And it would be so much just loitering.
Sure.
Like on a street corner. And
I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do?
Exactly. And we'll still have so much fun just like sitting around shooting the shit, doing like absolutely nothing.
Of course.
But it is so anxiety inducing for me now. It's like that's my childhood trauma is like when you're with a group of people or you're trying to figure out what the plan is.
For sure.
And there is no plan.
Yes.
And my mindset of it is just throw something out there.
Yeah. Right.
And 9 times out of 10, it'll just be like, okay, great. Yeah, let's do that.
Well, I feel like most people just want somebody else to pick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People just want to be told what to do.
And it's like, especially like when there's a big group, everyone's like, wants to, doesn't want to speak up and doesn't, want to placate everybody else in the group and doesn't want to be the person that picked the wrong place.
Totally.
But my mindset is say something and then you can only complain if you have another idea.
Yeah. So
that's
true.
That's my rule is like, you can complain as long as you have another idea.
You offer up a solution.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing is when you're in a big group and then you suggest something and someone's like, oh no, I don't like that place. It's like, okay, where are we going then?
Right.
Where are we going?
So
Tell
popcorn,
us all where
you.
we're going. Yeah. Popcorn, you. Exactly. And then they get real quiet after that.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
literally, beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah.
No, that makes total sense. I also feel like most of the time it's like, well, we're all going to just hang out with the 30 of us anyway.
Exactly.
So it really doesn't matter where we go.
It does. We're having a great time here standing on the street corner. So let's at least go somewhere and we're gonna have so much fun either way.
100%.
That's where it all started, though. That's where it all started was with my big Italian family and the indecisiveness. So.
For sure. Well, hey, that's honestly, you came out of that on the right side. Now you're a decision maker.
That's right.
Well, because I trust your opinions, and I know that I also know that like you're always going to take me to I'm always having an adventure when I'm with you, and I love it. It's so fun. How do you know all the bars? Like, I feel like you take me to all the dive bars.
Oh yeah.
You know the spots.
Always. I guess I think there's something so cool about a bar that has character and has a story behind it.
It's much more interesting.
Yeah. And it's like, maybe it's a little weird, maybe a little crazy, and
sometimes that's better.
Yeah, exactly. And it just adds something. It adds a little spice to the night when you're going somewhere and you're just like a little unsure what you're gonna get. It just I don't know. It's some of my favorite nights out are
for sure
like blindly going into a dive bar that I know nothing about or just have read a little bit about it. And that's something that I've really enjoyed doing is just finding new interesting spots to go to.
I mean, it always makes for a good story.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like those are always the more memorable nights. If you go somewhere boring, hey, it's not going to stick with you. Nothing to write home about.
Well, and then recently, I mean, like now that people know me as like, oh, he's the weird dive bar guy. Then I get recommendations, and
that's awesome.
I'll get I'll have people that'll come up to me like, Adam, I literally drove past this place the other day and I immediately thought of you. I'm like, okay, kind of offensive, but hey, I'm taking it as a compliment. I choose to take it as a compliment. I'm like, could be offensive. I don't know.
You're like, yeah, this place has got crazy vibes.
I'm like, this place is insane.
Yeah.
This is absolutely wild. But
this is what you think of me?
Yeah. I'm like, that's so sweet. That's
me
so
being
sweet.
like, I think you would thrive at Bromine's High Pockets. Literally, I did that to you today.
Literally, yeah, 20 minutes ago. Like, this is the most insane bar I've ever been to. You would love it.
Yeah, you're gonna move in.
You'd be perfect. Yeah, pay rent there. Exactly.
No, that place is nuts. I'm gonna have to take you because I've never been to a bar that just like was so unclear on what its vibe was. Like you walk in, there's 1,000 different things happening, and I love that.
I love that.
Made no sense.
Incredible. We love a bar that makes no sense at all. There was this one in New Orleans, and it was a laundromat and a bar,
of course,
in the same. And I was like, this is perfect.
Who doesn't want to have a drink while they're doing their laundry?
Exactly. And their slogan was suds and duds. And I was like, oh, okay, no iconic notes. I have absolutely no notes.
That's incredible.
I was like, what are you?
Right.
You know?
Hey, saying it loud and proud.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, sure. While you're doing a load of whites. Crack a cold one.
Exactly.
No rules.
Yeah. Checkpoint Charlie's, I believe it's called.
Is the laundry portion always open? Like till bar close?
It's open the entire time the bar is open.
That is amazing.
They are open until 4 a.m.
Of course.
So
that is crazy.
Yeah. It was a crazy vibe. And that's the thing is like, when I was looking up, I was like, oh, this place looks kind of fun. Like people are probably going to be there for the bit, you know, like hanging out, having a good time. And, you know, it's like, it's right off Frenchman. So, you know, pretty tourist area. So I was like, oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of like tourists. Like this is something to see. Went there. There was like nobody there.
Interesting.
There were like 4 people in there and they looked like they had been there for a while.
They're regulars.
Oh yeah.
Their favorite bar is the laundromat.
Oh, they were doing their laundry. This was like their weekly laundry trip.
This is part of the routine.
Yeah. And there was like no music playing. It was like completely silent.
Wait, that's crazy.
Just the rinse cycle.
Right. This gentle whir.
Yes. The gentle whir of whirlpool.
That's
in
crazy.
the background, and that's the only ambient noise we had.
Totally. Oh my God, that's nuts.
It was a crazy vibe, but it was fantastic.
I love New Orleans. New Orleans is so fun. That's another place where I've only ever been for work, but I got to like experience the culture a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And the work trip I used to go on annually was always right in between, I want to say, Jazz Week and I guess probably Mardi Gras. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I don't remember which one happens first now. Maybe Mardi Gras happens first, but so crazy time to be there.
Yeah.
And I remember I had like a break from work and a coworker and I, of course, like went down Bourbon Street, decided to get those fucking hurricane drinks.
Oh, incredible.
And first of all, 3 sips, I'm hammered. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to be so crazy hungover for work tomorrow. We ended up staying up so late. You bop into any bar, there's live music. I mean, it's so fun.
Oh, yeah.
The vibes are so good.
There's so much life in that city.
I would never want to go home if I lived there.
There's so much life and just there's so much to do. And every place has a story.
Yeah, a whole 100%.
It's been there. It's one of
so
the oldest
old.
cities.
Yeah.
And the French influence is incredible.
It's beautiful.
The food is amazing.
The food is so good.
But like pretty much any place you go to has an incredible story.
Mm-hmm.
Like you Google it and you can read about the history of it and it's just incredible. And I love that. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for like a bar or a restaurant with a cool backstory.
Totally. Well, I feel like even no matter where we go when we go out, like Mackenzie will be like, where's Adam? And then you're off chatting with somebody, like an owner, a restaurateur, somebody who knows something about the place.
Exactly.
You get it out of them.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta brush elbows with the locals. You know,
for sure.
Yeah.
So true.
That's how you get the good recommendations.
Absolutely.
Off the beaten path stuff. You know.
I feel like that's how you'd be good to travel with.
Oh, yeah.
Because otherwise, you know, it's
good or bad.
It's well, no, I think that's what I want in a travel partner.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you know, you're basing it off of like lists online.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit less trustworthy.
So true. It's so true. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing is like, I love having a good itinerary for a trip.
Oh, same.
I love an itinerary.
I'm the itinerary person I like Google Maps it. And like, I'll find all the lists. I'll mark everything down on Google Maps. And then I'll figure out what is all in pockets. And I'm like, James, okay, we're spending a day in this neighborhood, a day in this neighborhood. Like I have like 10 things to do in every little place.
Perfect.
It's awesome.
Sam, you are speaking my language. Yes. I love that. And this comes back to like the indecisiveness and no plan. And like,
for sure.
I used to go on vacations all the time. No plan at all.
Right.
And it was like so much wasted time while we're on vacation.
Being like, what should we do?
Exactly. And I didn't realize it till we're older and until it's like, oh, I have to use my PTO for this.
Yeah.
You know, my limited PTO days,
100%.
You know, for an unplanned trip. That
really does make you think.
Oh, yeah. And that's why I'm like, I love having an itinerary and planning it out like as much as possible.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine not doing anything on this itinerary.
Totally.
I'm totally fine with
at least it's there.
A cool restaurant, we go do it, but at least we have a default. We have something we can go back to that we 100%. Know will be fun, but I'm totally fine. You know, I'm not the person that's like, no, we have to be there at 4 p.m., you know, whatever. I don't care if we make it at all, but I like having a plan, you know?
I feel the exact same. And planning a trip is so fun. I feel like that's such a good way. Like when I sit down and get to do that and I'm planning, like for instance, the last one I feel like I got to go really crazy with was when James and I went to San Francisco.
Okay.
And that was kind of when I developed my new method for grouping things up. Because otherwise I feel like I get myself into a problem where I'm like, okay, well, I have all these things I want to do, but I don't know if they're near each other or if it makes sense for a single day. And I was really obsessed with my Google Maps. And it worked out so well. And I was like, oh my God, I want to just plan more trips. Maybe I should become a travel agent. I'm so good at this.
Seriously, that's incredible though. Honestly, the Google Maps of it all it
was perfect.
Yeah, life-changing. It's life-changing.
I'm picking, you go through and you do like, okay, these are all the restaurants I want to hit. Mark them all down. These are all the bars I want to hit. Mark them all down. These are the thrift stores, whatever else. And then it's like, okay, well, now I have 5 days planned in all these different little pockets. It was awesome.
I love it. Yeah. And then you can like do different neighborhoods in different areas as full days.
And it makes way more sense.
Oh, yeah. And you really maximize the time and you get to see as much as possible.
Yes.
My last trip to New Orleans did like 3 days there and went to like 60 spots.
Of course.
60 spots in 3 days.
Well, you have impressive stamina. I do know that about you.
It was all day. It was all day. And, but it's like when you group them together and like plan it out, you can see so much in just a few days.
100%.
Yeah.
I know. And I feel like that is the best way to get bang for your buck.
Yeah.
To really like, you got to work it all in.
Yep.
I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
I feel like the way that I travel is very much like, I don't need to really see any of the touristy things. Maybe there are some, but like, I'm not a big, I'll hit a couple museums or something, but like, I don't necessarily need to see all the landmarks. I mostly just want to eat and drink my way through the city.
Exactly. Just
and like
vibe.
Pretend I live there for a few days.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's so fun.
I mean, that's how you really like understand a city, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not if I go to the tourist attractions. I do like going to them. I think they're interesting, and they're usually tourist attractions for a reason. There's usually something really cool about it.
History.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But it's kind of, you see it and you're like, oh, this is cool, and then you're done. But it may not have like the real spirit of the city, and like I think it's the talking with the random person
100%
at the laundromat bar that really gives you like the feeling of the city. And,
yes.
Yeah.
That's why that laundromat bar is so crazy.
Yeah. And there were actually multiple in New Orleans because we did go to both of them. There was another one, Ivan's, which was also
fascinating.
A laundromat bar.
Not a business concept I would have thought up.
No, but hey,
but if it works,
they're still in business.
Totally.
So.
I haven't actually, I don't frequent laundromats very often, but when I lived in London, when I was studying abroad, lived is a loose term. And I was a student, I had to do laundry in the laundromat, and it was right under my apartment building.
Okay.
And the lady who owned the laundromat was always there, present on site constantly. She was so sweet. She spoke another language, so, we could only get so much across, but she was like down to chat. Yes.
Love it.
And so she would because I would usually sit in there. A lot of people would put their laundry in and leave. And I was like, I'm going to hang.
Yeah.
I'll hang.
We'll watch
she always
my
had
stuff.
good students playing. Yeah. And I was like, I think, I have like $5 as a student, so I kind of need my clothes.
Fair.
And she would always yell at me because I was trying to stuff them too full. And we would like constantly get in a fight about it. And she was always laughing at me. But I was like, I'm just going to squeeze a few more
Just a couple more. Just a couple more. Promise I won't break it.
And then when my parents finally came and visited me during study abroad, I was like, well, you got to come meet my laundromat lady. I was like, you need to meet this woman. And I was like, these are my parents.
Incredible. It's like, I know you flew across the pond to get here, but you have to meet the
number one on my
lady.
list. Yes.
Yeah. First stop when you arrive in London, we're going to the laundromat.
Absolutely.
And I bet they had no complaints. I bet they were like, I get it. I get it. I see why this was first stop.
Hey, this is your life. This is your culture. This is my lady. I miss her.
Incredible.
It is kind of fun. Like, I feel like the nice thing about having to do your laundry in a public place, or like you have these routines, there is so much more community that's built.
Yeah.
Than doing my laundry in my in-unit washer dryer.
So true. It's a very vulnerable moment for us all,
Someone might see your intimates.
Yeah, our unmentionables. And we're all out there with all of our stuff and
Completely.
our hampers. Tells you a lot about somebody real quick.
So true.
But I guess that's
a good social experiment.
Yeah, it's a good point. I never thought about that.
I mean, I feel like that is also what like bars and restaurants are for. But oftentimes you go to those with somebody else, and the laundromat you go by yourself.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Do you ever go like concerts, movies, any of that? Do you go alone?
Let me think. No, honestly.
I haven't really pushed myself to do that.
Concerts, movies, things like that, no. But I was on a kick for a while of going to parties solo.
Okay, good for you.
And the only person I knew was the person hosting the party, which means I would likely not be able to really socialize with them at all because they're just bopping
busy.
Around the entire
they're hosting.
Time. Exactly. And it was when I first moved back to Chicago from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of friends that I was friends with them for a long time, and so really close people. But I wasn't friends with their friends because I hadn't lived in the city for quite a few years. But they would invite me to their Halloween party or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't know anyone but the host. And I went to the first one, and it was a little scary at first,
totally.
But then it like became my new thing, and it was riveting.
Living on the high.
Oh yeah, I mean it was riveting going into a party, and like everyone knows each other, everyone has their little group, and absolutely no one.
Right.
And you like say hello to the host, and then you're like, all right, how do we make this work? We're gonna have to like find the most approachable person, like find my in here, and then you like find that one person, you're like, oh, thank God, this person's cool. And then you're like chatting it. And then you start to meet a few more other people. And then by the end of the night, you're like best friends with everybody.
Yeah, you own the room.
It's so much fun. And it's like a little bit of like a challenge, and it forces you outside of your comfort zone.
For sure.
And it forces you to like put yourself out there. And it was, it was really fun. I really enjoyed doing it.
I love that. I feel like it is especially hard when it is, like kind of a closed group. Everyone else knows each other. Because there is sort of a delicate art to even just like weaseling your way into a conversation. Mm-hmm. Like you kind of have to pick the right moment and be like, oh my God, I've been to that restaurant 100%. Or whatever.
Yeah, you got to find the right cue to like insert yourself into the conversation.
Yeah.
You have to do it correctly. Otherwise, it can get weird.
But. Yeah. Hey, bugger out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're talking about some like intimate stuff of their friend group. And you're like, yeah, same. What's going on, guys?
Yeah. Who the hell are you?
Yeah. Hey, can you get out of here, dude?
Totally. No, that's awesome. I should try that sometime. I don't know if I've really done that, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is like usually when people are going to a party, it's like, oh, I'm not going to know anyone there. Or it's like, oh, hey, let's go to this party. Or you'll text the host and just be like, hey, can I bring my friend?
Right.
So that way you don't show up solo, which is like totally normal. Me, never normal. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go by myself. And I did it the one time, and it was so much fun and was like a really interesting experience. And then
that's dope.
I like looked forward to it then at that point.
Yeah. Well, because I always admire people who can do things alone. Like I think independence is such an admirable quality. And I feel like as an only child, I was definitely very independent in so many ways, but I was also kind of shy. Which you might not know that about me now.
I would never guess.
Yeah.
I would never guess.
And so I feel like, it's good to push yourself in those ways sometimes. Like I have a friend who consistently goes to concerts alone. And I'm like, that's fucking sick. I love
really
that.
Cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Well, then you're doing it for you. You know what I mean? It's like, wow.
You can really immerse yourself in the show.
Yeah.
Might make a new friend. Who knows?
Exactly. No, and that I like a lot of respect for that. It's like, okay, this person actually like loves what they're going to see.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's a movie or a concert
for
or
sure.
a restaurant. Yeah, I mean, it's like, wow, they really love this.
No, like big fan.
Yeah, they're not just doing it for the social aspect. They're like, yeah, no, they're committed to it. I respect that.
Me too. Well, I feel like movies are a good foray into that because you sit in silence.
Fair.
So that one feels like maybe the first step.
That's a good point.
Although I recently learned you don't even like movies.
It's fair. So it's not that I don't like movies. I do like movies.
Sure,
I like good movies.
And I feel the same.
I do think there are a lot of bad movies, unfortunately.
So many.
I think there are a lot of bad movies. I just don't watch them very often.
Yeah.
I would say it's not like a pastime of mine. It's not something that when I'm bored, I'm like, oh, hey, let me just throw on a movie. If someone recommends a good movie to me and they're like, hey, you have to see this, it's really good.
Yes.
Then I'll watch it and I'll probably really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's just not what I do when I don't have something else to do.
But and you don't watch movies and you don't watch TV, and I find that to be so fascinating. Do you play on your phone?
Sometimes. I mean, I would say like the average amount of playing on my phone. But no, honestly, like when I'm bored, it's I just usually shoot a text to friends and I'm just like, hey, what are you up to?
What happens when no one responds?
When no one responds.
Or no one's available to hang.
Ooh.
You twiddle your thumbs?
What do I do? I will usually end up like doing some project that I wanted to do for a while, like something in the house, or like a couple of like solo hobbies, like watchmaking.
Okay, I was
like
gonna say
you're
tinkering around.
My tinkering, exactly. I'm the tinkerer. Yes. You know the Toy Story, the guy who fixed
absolutely
and he like flips
with your
down
monocles.
The monocle, exactly. The loop, if you will.
Okay.
They call it a jeweler's loop.
A classic.
And
do you have one?
I do.
Of course.
I do have one. Not as high tech as that. That one's pretty cool.
It is very
I
impressive.
want one of those, but it is helpful. I mean, when you're working with all the little stuff.
I mean, you got to get in there.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I can't tell you how many people sent me the meme of that guy with like the little like, yeah. And when I first like started getting into watchmaking,
for sure,
it was I got a lot of people sending that to me. But.
Is that something that you like? Do you know other people who do that? Is that a family thing, or you were just like, I need to fix this?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know anybody that does watchmaking.
That feels like such a thing that would be passed down generationally.
Right? Like it's like, yeah, it's like a watchmaking shop that was passed down from your great grandfather.
Absolutely.
But no, it was honestly my grandmother passed away in 2012.
Okay.
And when my family was going through the stuff and they found my grandfather's old watch.
Okay, so it was a family heirloom.
It was a family heirloom.
Okay.
Exactly. And it wasn't working and it was pretty rusted out and it wasn't in great shape. But they were torn on whether to keep it or not. And I said, well, I'll keep it.
Totally.
Who knows? So I had it for quite literally, 10, 12 years.
Okay.
10 years. 10 years. And then there was like one day, I think it was like a November night.
When nobody texted you back.
No one texted me back. Not one. Everyone was busy. Or they were just like, this man needs to stay inside. We need to like force this man to stay inside. Everyone, they had their own group chat.
Right.
And they're like, did Adam text you also?
Everybody say no.
They're like, everyone say no. This guy needs some alone time. Which I respect that. Honestly, if they did, like that's a good move. Yeah. And so then I was like, well, what am I going to do now? And so then I found the watch. I think I was just like going through organizing stuff and I found the watch. I was like, and I had brought it to a couple of watch like shops and they were like, no, this is kind of beyond repair.
Really?
And they're like, would it be possible to repair? Probably. They're like, but you're going to put more into it's going to cost more to fix this than watch is worth. And I was like, well, it's like, it's sentimental. Yeah, exactly. It was like, but yeah, so it was that cold, snowy November night when all my friends forced me to stay inside.
Yes. A passion was born.
Exactly. I just decided to crack it open and open it up and look inside. And then I just started watching some YouTube videos.
Classic.
And then started with like just like these little screwdriver and like the tweezers that I had. And then then I kind of just went down the rabbit hole and became fascinated with it. And it was so interesting learning about the different types of movements and the different everything that goes on inside.
And you got it working.
I did get it working.
Nice.
It took me quite a bit of time.
Oh, really?
It was water damage, which is like usually the hardest thing to fix because
like it's rusty.
Yeah, in all the gears, in the mainspring, in everything. And it took a lot. It took a lot to fix it, but literally like had to take every single gear out, had to take the hands off the watch face and then clean it.
Oh, that's
and polish
crazy.
It.
A labor of love.
Yeah. But it was quite literally like the exact opposite of what my usual pastimes are. This is like the most quiet, calm
so true
thing that you could possibly think of. Like you can't even breathe too loud, otherwise a gear will go flying or like a small little part will go flying. And it's but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, and it just felt so good to actually like build something and create something.
For sure.
And at the end of it, like have like something tangible that you're like, wow, I did that.
Yeah, to show for yourself.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I need to be doing way more in terms of just like making things with my hands. Like I even just went to a friend's house the other day and she was like, do you guys want to come over and just like paint? I haven't sat down and just painted something in probably like 10 years.
I love
it. Was so fun and like satisfying. And it was funny too, like how easily you forget how to do those things. Like I was like, I don't even know. I don't feel like I have an ounce of creativity in me right now. I'm staring at this blank slate and I'm like, paint what? Like I can't think of a single thing.
Give me a prompt.
And I did have to use Pinterest and gather some inspo.
I love it though. Yeah. I mean, that's a good way to do it.
Nothing off the dome, but perhaps that'll be the next step. And it was so fun. I was like, I need to be like, it was like fully like 3 hours phone free. It's just so satisfying.
Beautiful.
We're doing that way more.
Yeah. I do think that there's something to be said about just creating something, building something with your hands and
committing yourself to a task for a little while.
Exactly.
Something creative. It was very satisfying.
Real quick, I do have a surprise for you.
You have a surprise for me.
I do. So I was inspired by you.
Okay, yes.
And I was gonna give it to you before the show. Okay. But then I was like, you know what?
Mid-show.
I think it'd be a fun mid-show surprise. So yes, here it is.
No way! Oh my god, a buzz ball!
It is.
Oh my god, this is awesome!
So
wait,
you inspired me at my St. Patty's Day party. I've never had a buzz ball before.
You've never had one?
I've never had a buzz ball.
Did you take a sip at the party?
No.
We were having everybody smack the buzz ball around.
Smack the buzz ball. I think you need to give them some context of the buzz balls because that was a crazy vibe, but I loved it. I loved it so much that I was like, you know what? I'm getting buzz balls.
This is fucking awesome.
I'm getting buzz ball. But then I was like, and like buzz balls have come across my, Siri was listening at the party. And so of course that, now all of a sudden I'm getting served ads and, seeing it everywhere. And then I was like, well, I can't have my first
pass
buzz
this
ball
up
without Sam.
So true.
And then I was like,
you know,
it'd be a perfect time to try my first buzz ball.
Okay, we have to do a taste
on the show.
test on the pod.
Live on the show.
Well, I'll provide everyone with a little context.
And we can even get a good thumbnail right here.
No, like buzz balls, please sponsor me.
Sponsor us. That's our thumbnail right there.
Okay, I love it. No, I've had a few buzz balls in my day.
Okay.
Because these are like mixed cocktails, essentially.
Yeah.
And the amount of alcohol that they put in these is honestly absurd.
Yeah.
Like they're mixing up a bunch of crazy stuff. That doesn't necessarily all belong in one cup.
Yeah.
And we were leaving a party and about to head to yours on St. Patrick's Day. And we were just picking up some booze. We didn't want to show up empty-handed. And, we were there for the usuals. High noons, seltzers, beer.
Yeah, the classics. The go-tos.
And I saw the Biggies, the Biggie Buzz Ball. And of course, it was this one, bright green, very festive.
Yeah, and that's what I loved about it. St. Patty's Day, very festive.
Yes. And so I kind of joked. I was like, we should get a Biggie Buzz Ball. Well, the group was sold instantly. And we were looking at it too, because what I didn't know, apparently Buzzball is a woman-owned company.
Hell yeah.
So of course we have to support the ladies.
Oh, of course.
Major.
Yeah.
Instant sell.
Yeah. No,
and everybody was like, okay, we gotta get to Buzzball. And it was a biggie. I mean, those things are...
That's a cannonball. That thing, when you walked in the party and you had this like massive green... I was confused at first. I was like, what is this?
For
what is
sure.
this? And they're like, it's a Buzzball, biggie. and like kind of in that, you're like, it's a Buzzball, biggie.
Well, and I had drank about half of it by then, so...
Oh, yeah. And it got the job done.
Oh, my God, yeah.
But I mean, yeah. And then you just passing around the Buzzball, and 100%. It looked like so much fun, very festive.
Yes.
I was like, oh, wow. I need to try this.
Hit.
I need to get
First of all, showing up to any party with a Biggie Buzzball, smash it.
Huge.
Major success.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Could be the move. Could be the move.
Okay, well, let's crack these open.
Let's do it.
I'm so bad at doing this one-handed. I have to set down my microphone.
You're good. My favorite part of that story was when you went to the party before with the youths. Yeah. And you were like, oh, yeah.
Everyone's going to love this.
I'm cool and hip. The youths are going to love the Buzzball.
Not into it.
They were like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. What the hell is that?
It was funny, too, because that was a rooftop party, and I saw one girl getting out of a car, mind you, floors below me, and she had a Borg. Are you familiar with the Borg culture?
I'm familiar with that. It was past my time, but I have seen it.
Like, and her Borg was green.
Oh boy.
Because of course, holiday. And so I'm yelling at her from, up on some random stranger's roof. And I'm like, hey! And she kind of turned around and was like, what? And I lifted up my Biggie and she lifted up her Borg. And it was a beautiful moment.
Wow, that is a beautiful moment.
Yes. Okay, well, cheers.
Cheers to the Buzzballs.
Oh,
Ladies
yeah.
First sip. Wow, yeah. That's...
Green apple.
It's not bad.
Delicious.
It's not bad at all. Yeah.
I know. They're pretty good. A tequila Rita.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just tastes like a margarita.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Delicious.
Yeah, I mean, they have been kind of like sitting in my jacket pocket for a bit, so it's not the coldest. I will tell you that.
And I don't think you're meant to have a cold Buzzball.
Yeah, that's actually a fair point.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fair point.
I've never ever seen any liquor store put their Buzzballs in the refrigerated section. They are always just out.
Just sitting there. Just sitting
roasting away.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was actually hilarious when me starting a sentence. It was so funny when my grandpa died. When my grandma passed, I that day panicked. It's my first time losing a grandparent.
Mm.
So of course I'm like, okay, well I have to be with my mom. It was her dad.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, we have to drive to Milwaukee right now. And James was like, okay, let's go. And I'm texting my mom and I was like, what do you need me to pick up? And she was like, just why don't you run to the store, get a little wine. We're just going to relax. We'll chat about grandpa, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I stopped at the liquor store, grab a couple bottles of wine. And it was, mind you, a Tuesday around 8 p.m. And there was only one other person in the liquor store, and it was this woman, and she was loading up on green Buzzballs.
Oh.
That was all she was buying, and she bought 4 of them on a Tuesday night.
Incredible.
I was like, girl, where are you
Vibes
going?
are immaculate.
It's
like I want to know your whole story. I want to know everything about you, and I want to know where you're going.
100%.
This sounds like you're gonna have a crazy, a way more fun Tuesday night than I am.
Absolutely. Yeah. So,
I want to be best friends with her.
100%.
Yeah.
Anybody who's drinking a Buzzball, there's a connection there.
Oh yeah, there's a connection. And I mean, this might be the new drink, the drink of the summer right here. Very ergonomic.
Yes. So
ergonomic.
True.
They're easy, clearly easy to hide and smuggle in.
So true.
Did you see them at all or not?
You pulled the wool right over my eyes.
Perfect. Yeah, I had it in my jacket pocket and had to wear a jacket that was big strategically, so you couldn't see them. And then
right, because they are a bit obvious.
Yes. And then when I sat down on the couch, I slid them behind me.
You're hilarious.
That way you wouldn't see them.
Well, I didn't notice a thing. I will say you scared me at first because while I feel like deep down inside I should love a surprise, I always get a little bit anxious at first.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. But this is a pleasant surprise.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Well, cheers to surprises.
Absolutely. Okay, on your scale, on your 10-point scale, 5-point scale?
10-point scale, yeah.
What are we rating the Buzzball?
It's pretty good. I mean, all in all, I think the whole vibe I'm going to put it at a solid, like, 7.5, I would say.
I love that.
Yeah, a solid 7.5. It's a little sweet, I would say.
I agree.
But, I mean, it's kind of what I was expecting. I expected it to be quite sweet, but yeah, I mean.
When it's coming in a circular container.
Yeah, and bright green.
You have to assume.
Lime green.
I know, they come in only absurd colors.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Yeah, at the store. They were like, it was like electric blue. Yeah. Like a crazy yellow color that doesn't exist in nature.
Right.
And then they had some milk-based ones. I don't know how I feel about that.
I think I have had one of those. It's like a coffee flavor or something.
Choco Chiller.
Okay, yep.
That
must be the one.
Crazy. So I did, it came across my YouTube algorithm.
Yes.
That might say more about me than I should. But it was a video of these two guys, and it said, "We tried every flavor of Buzzball and ranked them." And so literally they opened up every single flavor of Buzzball and taste tested it and then ranked it.
Okay.
And the number one flavor was eggnog.
Whoa.
So I don't know if I trust the judgment. Right. I don't know if I trust the judgment here. Also, I was like, I'm not bringing eggnog Buzzballs. That is an insane vibe. I was like, I'm going with something kind of summery, very easy.
The instant classic.
Yeah, the eggnog was a lot. And then they proceeded at the end of the video to pour all of them into one glass.
Oh no.
And try.
No.
Yeah, the ultimate Biggie Buzzball.
Because to be honest, I feel like already these feel like a Jungle Juice sort of like, there's a lot of stuff going on in here.
Yeah.
So to mix them all, that's bold.
Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of a one and done thing. I think I'd have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, not more than that.
Well, and that's why when you get yourself going and you purchase a Biggie, you're really committing to quite a lot of Buzzball.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to pass it out and share with friends.
That's true. It's the gift for the whole party.
Yeah.
The whole party. Exactly.
I will say it is a drink that will carry you, your day drinking. You might hit that midday slump. Where you're kind of like, okay, I am drunk, but I'm suddenly feeling somehow sober. This will fix that right up.
Oh yeah, that's the ticket right there. Yes. I'll get you right into the pocket.
Because does that happen to you? I feel like every time I day drink, there's like a portion in the middle of the day where I'm like, okay, I feel like I've either lost my buzz or I don't know. We need to like.
It's like, do I go home and call it a day and sleep?
Yeah.
Or are we powering through?
Right.
And it's like you have to make that split second decision.
100%.
And
perfect time to introduce a Buzzball.
That's where boys become men.
Yes.
That's where.
You know what? I've always said that.
That's the true test right there.
Absolutely. What is your usual, what's your go-to drink of choice? I feel like I usually see you sipping on a beer.
Yeah, it's usually it's usually a beer that was brewed in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay, a Schlitz.
A good Midwestern beer, and Schlitz has recently been the go-to choice. Mm-hmm. Usually just like a very simple, cheap, light lager.
Okay.
That's usually the go-to, but I do love a good cocktail.
Okay.
I like making cocktails though.
Yeah.
I really enjoy
mixologist.
Mm-hmm. I enjoy experimenting and making them at home, and also then it's not $22 for a drink.
So true.
And you can get the ingredients and make so many cool, interesting cocktails.
Yeah.
For way cheaper at home, and it's fun. And it's kind of a fun thing to do, like a little cocktail night.
Are you going by a recipe or do you wing it?
Usually based off a recipe, so that way the portions are correct.
Yeah.
But then then we'll try a sip and be like, "Ooh, you know what this would be?
Put a little spin on it.
You know what would be really good in this?
Yeah.
Maybe a little spice.
Yeah.
Or a little elderflower liqueur.
Oh,
whatever.
Buzzword.
Yeah.
Big buzzword.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Gotta hit them with the elderflower liqueur.
Of course. That right. And I feel like there's what's the other one? There's a drink actually at Scofflaw that has this in it. And every time I see that on there, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm ordering that.
Yeah.
And I feel that way about elderflower as well.
Yeah.
I can't think of it right now. It starts with an H. It's not going to come to me.
Starts with an H. What does it taste like?
I can't remember. Delicious.
Describe it to me.
It's very floral.
Okay.
It's a floral flavor. Okay. It's not like a lavender, but it's something in that family.
Ooh, okay.
It's not going to come to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
For some reason, all I can think of is hyacinth. That's not it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you can put that into drinks.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious now though. But we'll look it up.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I've been going for is Amaro.
Okay, yes, classic.
Love Amaro.
We have a bottle of some really good stuff that
Whoa.
when James's brother visited, he was kind of on an Amaro kick, and he was like, he quite literally was like, "We have to make this cocktail right now. Can I borrow your bike?"
Incredible.
And I was like, "Sure, absolutely." And he biked over to the liquor store because it was a specific liquor store that had it, and so he biked all the way there, biked all the way back. He doesn't drive much.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not his preference.
Fair.
So yeah.
What do you know what Amaro it is?
No, I'll show you after this.
Okay.
We'll study up.
No, I'm kidding. Well, there's so many of them.
Yeah.
There's like so many different Amaro, and the cool thing is like most of them, they're Italian, and it's like it'll be this small village that makes this specific Amaro, and that's like the only place you can get it.
Right. That's
and
badass.
they all taste so different, like completely different. Some of them are the worst thing you'll ever taste.
For sure.
Nova Salis. We'll try it at some point, and it's like that is easily the worst alcohol I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, it has grown on me.
Okay,
it has
of course.
grown on me, but it's insane, the flavor of it. And then some of them are like incredibly palatable, like Montenegro, like super palatable, easy to drink. But some of them are really spicy and like clove forward.
Right.
Some of them like are very muted and like sweet and easy, very easy to sip. But
this one is kind of sweet. It's red. So I know that the coloring is red, and it is I would say it's like kind of sweet, but it also has like a slightly bitter undertone.
Okay, got it.
Like I usually when we've made cocktails with it, where I've mixed it with like I've tried to mix it into like a fake Negroni situation.
Got it. Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds similar to Campari.
Yeah.
You know how they get that red coloring in Campari? It's bugs.
No way.
It's bugs.
Wait, that's so gross.
Yeah. It's called cochineal.
Okay.
And it's a small bug that when they're crushed, they have a very, very bright red pigment. And then mixed with water, it makes this like deep, deep red coloring.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So if you see carmine as an ingredient on an ingredient list,
that's bug guts.
It's bug guts. You're literally eating bugs.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know that, some cultures eat bugs, and there is a specific event in Madison every year where you can basically like try a bunch of different bug themed cuisine.
Ooh.
And I know some people who go.
I'd try it.
Mad respect. They eat like ants, crickets, all the things, just like straight up.
I've had ants and crickets before.
Have you?
And mealworms. I've eaten mealworms.
Mealworms?
I ate a scorpion once.
Whoa.
I did eat
you can do that?
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
And
is it a good idea? I don't know. It's like you can do it.
Right. It is important to remember that there are no rules.
There are no rules. You can kind of do it. We do have free will.
So true.
It's like we are autonomous beings.
Right. And that is such a wonderful use of it.
Yeah.
Eat the damn scorpion.
Eat the scorpion if you want. You're like, wow, this is prophetic right here. You like, we've been given free will, and you're like, you know what I'm going to do? Drink buzzballs and eat scorpions. That's what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah, that's the way to go,
Hey, honestly, wouldn't have
it
any other way.
What a beautiful life.
Yeah, truly. What a beautiful life.
Okay, well, we should get into your good, bad, ugly. Otherwise, we're going to be here all damn day.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we're just going to be yapping away, flapping our little gums all day long.
Hey, and I know that's something you're good at, and so am I.
Oh, I know. We would do this for another 3 hours.
100%.
Totally. Just give me a couple more of these bad boys.
Right.
I'm set.
Suddenly 24-hour long podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We live stream.
Podcast marathon.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be pessimistic at worst.
No, truly.
At its worst.
Yeah, we might make a few enemies.
Oh, yeah. Truly.
Okay, well, I'd love to start with your good.
Okay. Yeah. Good. My good is going to be something that recently I've had a really big appreciation for, and I think is something that not a lot of people vibe with exactly.
Okay, my interest is piqued.
Okay. And it is tin fish.
Okay.
I love tinned fish.
Okay, so this is interesting because I actually just recently was around tinned fish.
Okay.
I didn't partake.
Okay.
I think for me it smelled like my cat's food.
That's literally what I thought of when you were feeding your cats earlier, and you were like, sorry, it might be a little smelly. I'm like, sorry, I might get a little hungry when I smell it. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, suddenly my stomach is rumbling.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh.
And I'm gonna
those
have a
burgers
scoop.
were good, but that, I don't know. That cat food's smelling pretty good.
Totally. No, I think I like the tin fish culture.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared of it though, but I have never really tried to participate.
Okay. Well, I would strongly urge you to try it. It's
And what are you rocking with? Are we doing like the anchovies or sardines?
So I would say a good intro is kipper. And it's like a very mild fish, easy. It's like smoked kipper.
Okay.
And it's very, very easy, simple. Just put it on a cracker.
Classic.
It's delicious. It's so good. Anchovies, I would not recommend anchovies. They're gonna be like super, super salty and very fishy flavor.
Okay.
Those are good when you know putting it in something.
Sure.
But even I wouldn't do like just anchovies on a cracker. That would be a lot. But yeah, like
we got to draw the line somewhere.
We got to draw the line somewhere, right? You know, but no, like salmon. Yeah, and then I mean, obviously tuna is always good.
Oh,
and
right.
then,
Yes, a classic.
Yeah, and then sardines are always a good choice. But and then honestly, like one of the best things is just the art on the different cans and the boxes.
They're very
so
aesthetic.
Cool.
100%.
So aesthetic. Shelf stable. Love a shelf stable
So
food
true.
staple. Yeah, is this like signs we're in a recession right now?
Right, no, literally.
We're like romanticizing canned food staples
and buzzballs.
and buzzballs. That's right. You know, hey,
recession indicator.
You know, we are gonna thrive in the recession. You know,
Honestly.
just give me buzzball and tin fish and a couple scorpions. I'm good to go.
Right.
Yeah.
We're simple creatures.
Simple creatures, you know. No, but I don't know. I just love it. I love a shelf stable food item that you know you go to the grocery store, you buy some like produce, and then like 3 days later it's gone.
Right.
And yeah, you're like, I'm totally gonna eat this, and then the next 3 days you're eating
Wishful thinking.
Exactly. And then it's like you don't feel bad about the tin fish because it can just
they're there when you get home.
Exactly. They're there when you need them, and they're always there for you.
So true.
Yeah, they're always there for you.
Well, I know. Okay, so how I brought up my little paint and sip night I did the other day. I painted a pack of sardines.
Incredible.
And so definitely in terms of the aesthetic, I am bought in. I'm at this point though a fake fan because I'm not partaking myself, but perhaps I'll have to give it a whirl.
Yeah. I would say. I mean, it's like a great. Honestly, this might be crazy, but like it's a good picnic for me.
Yeah,
that's like my go-to picnic is like grab a couple of tins. Couple of tinnies, and then a couple of crackers, and then some olives, bottle of wine. Go sit in the park, and then make everyone at the park hate me.
Totally right.
Exactly.
We'll have a little bit of smell coming from our area.
Yeah, like all the dogs are going crazy at the park. Like they're like, "What is this that I'm smelling?" And it's like the most like pungent foods you can possibly have.
100%.
Yeah, I opened a can the other day. And it was salmon, and I didn't realize it, but like, cause usually it's like the small fish, they'll be whole fish, most of them it's like already like blended up fish.
Okay. I see.
This was like a whole chunk of a salmon, like full, like rib bones and everything, like the tail, everything. I was like, oh, okay. This is a lot. And
100%.
Yeah, my roommate was there, and I opened it up and like dumped it out, and like just this fish plops out. He immediately, he was like, absolutely not. He's like, I can't be in here. I can't watch you do this.
I'm moving out.
Yeah, he's like, hey man, I gotta leave.
Here's my security deposit.
He's like, one of us has to go. It's either me or the fish. One of us has to go. We can't. This apartment's not big enough for the three of us.
Absolutely. Oh my God, that's actually hilarious.
And I was like, that's so fair. That's
bone in is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like when we're in DR with James's family, like the fish we eat usually has bone. And I am so bad at figuring out where the bones are until the fish is in my mouth.
Oh boy.
And for me, that isn't really a fun eating experience.
Yeah.
It's actually just dangerous.
Yeah.
But
that'll do
the fish is so good, so it's hard.
Yeah.
The juice is worth the squeeze.
The juice is worth the squeeze.
Yeah.
And I mean, the tin fish it's a little different because when it's canned like that, the like brine solution usually like kind of crazy, but it dissolves the bones. It like makes them very soft, so you can eat them and they just like dissolve.
Oh my God, that is so messed up.
Yeah, it is kind of like when I was just about to say, I'm like, this actually sounds like pretty fucked up. Like, oh yeah, the brine solution dissolves the bones.
You just eat them.
You can just eat them, just pop them in. Extra calcium.
No worries.
But no, I mean like actual like fresh caught fish. Like that's yeah, it is intense with all the bones and everything. And one time I was in Croatia and I was backpacking and it was like trying to survive like €10 a day.
Of course. And that's the European experience.
Oh yeah, like just backpacking across, like just like in college. Doing it as cheap as possible, staying in hostels. And they had like this menu item, and it was like it was in Croatian, so I couldn't read it. But he was just like, oh, and it was like the cheapest thing on the menu. He's like, oh, it's just assorted fish. I was like, oh, sweet,
love it.
I love fish. I'll take it.
Up.
It was basically all the rejected fish.
Okay.
Like it was all the rejects that they didn't like. They couldn't actually like serve as a dish.
Right.
And it was just a giant bowl of fish. And some of them were like decent sized fish that were just like strange fish. And then some of them were like tiny little guys. And everything was just fried. It was just like a giant bowl of fried fish.
Oh, that is so crazy.
And nothing, like it was the entire fish. Head, tail, eyeballs, everything.
That's how we usually get them served to us in DR too. And I'm like, well, this is me getting really acquainted with my food.
Yeah.
Which is not my personal preference.
Knowing each other intimately. Like we are making like extended eye contact.
Right.
Like I'm blushing a little. Like he's like looking at me. That was quite an experience. That was the first time I ever like ate fish quite like that. And it was an exhausting experience, though.
I'm sure.
It took me like an hour and a half to get through this bowl of fish.
No, like
it was like
a tedious process.
Yeah. A lot of bones. Yeah.
Okay. So we gotta help. We have to host a picnic soon.
Yeah, a little, and we'll get you. You see, I had my first buzzball today.
Right. We're sharing our culture.
And and then you can try your first tin fish.
Okay.
Look at us. We're just sharing all of our favorite things.
Honestly.
Look at this.
Sign me up. I mean, I think there's nothing better than an impromptu picnic and just like running to the store quick, grabbing like crackers, cheese, and a bottle of wine and sitting outside.
Oh, beautiful.
So we'll add some tin fish to the
Sounds
list.
like summer in Chicago to me.
100%.
Yeah, and we truly make the most of it. We have to.
It's bliss.
We literally have to. With the 3 months that we have that are decent weather.
Right.
It's like, but I do love that because everyone in Chicago, when it hits that time,
my God.
They're different people.
100%. Everyone is out.
Everyone's ready.
Everyone's about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's intoxicating. Really.
Truly.
Drunk on life, if you will.
Truly. And buzzballs.
And buzzballs, which is just a happy accident. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get into your bad.
Bad. Okay. So this did take a little bit of thinking. I'm not going to lie.
You are a very positive person.
I am like dangerously optimistic. Yeah, to a fault.
Totally.
My good list was like, I had like 20 different things. I was like, oh, which one do I want to talk about? I landed on tin fish, which is kind of crazy, but
I love it.
Yeah, I did have to think about the bad, but this one is, I would say, a new one, like something like very relevant right now.
Okay.
And you know me, I'm kind of a night owl, I would say.
Oh, I would say.
I've always been that way. I always like staying up late, sleeping in. I don't start work until 10:30.
Yeah,
which is
that's so nice.
Ideal. I'm so much more productive. Like before noon, I'm pretty useless.
Yeah.
Like I would say from 2 to 5 are like my prime working hours.
Okay.
But then even from like 6 to 8, I'll still get a lot done.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I think I identify more with night owl.
Okay.
I want to be a morning person so bad.
Yeah?
I just feel like society wants you to be a morning person.
That's fair.
And I do love waking up early, but I feel like because I have so many creative projects like this, after work is like prime hours for me, honestly.
That's so true. I don't think you need to want to be a morning person. Yes. I don't think you need to feel that societal pressure.
That's fair.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I mean, there are cool people that wake up early.
Right, but it's
I don't really
select few.
I don't really need to finish that. I don't need to finish that sentence.
No, 100%. I hear you loud and clear. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I am a night owl. I like to sleep in. And famously, the apartment or the house, the home that's immediately across the alleyway from me was just knocked down.
Okay.
How did I find that out?
Right.
A wrecking ball
Yes,
at 7:30 in the morning.
Perfect.
Waking me up.
Of course.
And it's not just noise.
Yep.
No. My apartment is shaking. So I'm like shaken awake by this
how satisfying. What a wonderful
cacophony of noise and rubble. And
what a beautiful way to wake up.
It was definitely. It was a fight or flight immediately.
For sure.
And I said, okay, so this is what my next month is going to look like.
Perhaps more.
Yeah. And they're like taking their sweet time with it.
Of course.
They're taking their sweet time. I will say the music is pretty fire that they play.
Okay.
I will say.
The boys are getting down.
Oh yeah. I will say they got the radio out there and it's pretty good. That part I do like, but it's the like bulldozer that's out there at pretty much 7 in the morning on the dot. Every single morning.
I do kind of feel like there should be rules with construction where like you got to operate under business hours, people, because this is crazy. It shouldn't be allowed.
If you run on that platform, I will vote for you.
Okay, yes.
I will vote for you.
Okay, and it's fabulous to know that I have your vote.
Of course.
No, I'm experiencing something similar, actually. I know the fans back home can't see because it's pitch black outside, but right across the street is an empty lot, and it also used to be something, and now they have one of those things where they're like digging into the ground. And it's like,
oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
And similarly, it's like shaking open, I crack my eyes open. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And it is crazy the way I feel like because all of the homes are so close together, like that noise just like echoes in between me and my neighbor's house.
It permeates.
Yes.
Yeah. And it shakes you to your core.
And it sounds like our window in our bedroom faces the opposite direction, but it sounds like it's coming from over there.
Really?
Like something about the way the noise is bouncing off the buildings, or I don't even know what's going on. But it is so unbelievably loud. And every morning I come out here and I'm like, oh.
And this is currently happening?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So we're kind of going through it.
It is construction season after all.
It is construction season.
I know.
Yeah, so that I would have to say is my bad.
And that makes perfect sense.
And it's it has been. It's very like just a very relevant one. It's like a very me problem. It's like
totally.
my other roommates, like their rooms are on the other side of the apartment. Like they don't hear anything. They're
really nothing at all.
Honk shooing right through it, and me.
That's
I'm
so nice.
Right there. So it's bad for me. It's good for the people that are getting a new house, but
for sure.
I just hope it's not one of the like lame, what are they? The 4x.
Those are popping up all over the damn place.
Yeah. They just copy paste. Hope it's something cool.
Right.
Give it a little bit of character.
Please.
Give it a stained glass window, a
100%.
built-in. Something unique.
I know. This city needs more of that.
Have you ever been to Alta Vista Terrace?
No.
Went there yesterday.
Okay. Is that an apartment complex?
It is. It's a street.
It's a street.
It's a street in Lakeview.
Oh. I see it get talked about all the time. Is that the one that people compare to Europe?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So the architect that designed it went to London and like fell in love with the row houses.
I mean,
and
what's not to love?
He said, what if we did this, but in the U.S.?
Right. On one street.
Yeah. On one singular street. But it's really cool. I mean, it does give row house style and just beautiful homes. Like each one has such unique character. And apparently they're like perfect mirrors to the exact one on the opposite side of the street diagonal.
Oh, I love that.
So the one on the very end here is the exact same as the
I love a pattern.
And then so forth down the line. Yeah. So went there yesterday. It's so cool. Speaking of homes with some sort of character to them.
No, I keep seeing people talk about that. I feel like it's popping up on my Instagram. My Instagram algorithm continues to feed me Alta Vista Terrace.
Love it. Love it.
I'll have to visit.
It sounds like a good algorithm.
Yeah. Oh, no, I got it going on. It's like that. Honestly, I see tons of apartments.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm not in the market, but I love to look. So it knows that about me. And then cat videos primarily.
Love it.
That's kind of what we're rocking with. which actually does remind me what I was going to tell you is you would hate waking up at my house because now that my diabetic cat gets fed every 12 hours versus we used to free feed him. Like it was dry food. He could eat whenever.
Okay.
He wakes us up every morning. I'm not kidding, at like 5:36. It is driving me nuts.
Oh my
I have
gosh.
now become accustomed to sleeping with my my spray bottle on my nightstand, and the second that he hops up on the bed, I'm up.
Just spray him?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
incredible.
up, and like half the time, it's like literally war in our bedroom because already Beatrix kind of has asserted her dominance over him in terms of owning the territory of the bed.
Okay.
So he's not really allowed up there. But he'll jump up because he's hungry, starving, and he is so desperate. So then they're hissing at each other. They're in a fight because he's not supposed to be there. And then I have the spray bottle. I can barely see. I don't know what I'm doing. I've hardly cracked my eyes open. And I'm just spraying at whatever I can find. And then I accidentally get James without fail almost every morning. And then we're hissing at each other.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? What's going on?
It's a complete nightmare. And I feel like this is going to be my reality for the foreseeable future.
Oh, man.
It's horrible.
Man, having a diabetic cat has really, it seems like
my world upside down.
Yeah, it really influences your life.
Yes.
Seriously.
For the worse.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
It sounds like. How does he wake you up? Is it like some skibbity pats or what?
He actually has an absolutely horrible routine where he gets up on James's nightstand, and currently right now, we can put it away actually now, but we haven't yet. We usually have a humidifier in the wintertime.
Okay.
So he climbs on top of that, and then he starts scraping at the wall. It is bonkers.
Nice.
And then if that doesn't work, he'll usually go over to the window and start lifting up the curtain. So the sunlight will come in.
Oh, incredible.
He's very smart.
Cats are so creative. They really, truly find the most interesting ways to piss you off.
Oh my God. And without fail, it's like, of course.
Without fail.
Of course.
What they do.
And like, of course, he has diabetes. It all just really makes total sense. It's so him.
Yeah, so him.
So him to have diabetes. Okay, last one. Let's do your ugly.
Ugly. All right, last one. And perfect timing. We're just getting to the bottom of our buzz balls here. Yeah. These are perfectly portioned for
they are.
Pessimistic at Best.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, seriously, Buzzball, sponsor me.
Yeah.
I should email them.
Yeah. Send them an email. Sure, I mean, we've said some pretty good things about buzzballs on this episode.
Like I would love to gas them up.
Yeah. All of y'all, when you watch this, go out and get a buzzball.
Absolutely.
You won't be sorry.
No,
delicious.
You won't. You'll be happier than you've ever been.
Exactly. All right. My ugly. My ugly will have to do with something that is, work related. So not to bring work into it, but
please.
It's been a very significant change in my life in the past few weeks. But so for context, I help people get Italian citizenship.
Of course you do.
I help Americans get Italian citizenship.
Never beating those mob allegations.
No comment.
Right. The family went to prove.
But so help Americans get citizenship in Italy. And recently they changed the laws.
Okay. Oh, yes. You were telling me about this.
And it was...
Does that have to do with our current administration or with the Italian administration or both?
It is directly because of the Italian government.
Okay.
But I will say that the Italian government tends to closely align with the current U.S. government.
I did not know that. They're in cahoots.
Exactly. And they were roommates.
No,
I mean, it's just it's global politics across the world. There's ebbs and flows of different things, and specifically as the U.S. has become more right wing and unfortunately less accepting of foreigners and more xenophobic, it tends to permeate.
What a beautiful thing that is. Yeah, awesome.
That's why it's my ugly. And it has left. I mean, the number one demographic of people that are getting their Italian citizenship, I would say, are elderly individuals who are planning on retiring in Italy.
Okay, baller.
Baller. I mean, I love it. And
I
a
love
fantastic life. Like, come on. Like, after
Sign
I'm
me
done
up.
working, like, let me just get a little villa in Tuscany.
Fuck
And
yes.
hang out. Just hang out.
Who can say no to that?
Eat the best food. And just, great weather. Incredible. But I'll give you an example of why this is particularly ugly. So they changed the laws, so a lot of people are no longer eligible.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an emergency decree.
Okay. AKA without warning.
Exactly. So essentially like an executive order here. So overnight.
We've been loving those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On March 28th.
Recent.
Very recent. And basically completely changed the law. Yeah, that morning was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up. My brother's in, he's in Vietnam right now, but he was in Thailand at the time.
Okay.
I woke up to text from like 4 friends saying, "Hey, have you heard from Blaze? There was a huge earthquake."
Oh my God.
Yeah, there was a huge earthquake in Thailand. And he was in Bangkok, and it was like, buildings collapsed.
Wait, was this where I think I saw a giant, like, it was one of those skyscraper, like, really huge apartment buildings, and they had, like,
collapsed.
a rooftop pool? And the rooftop pool was, like, it had completely busted open.
Oh, my gosh.
And it was all spilling out.
I can't confirm that specifically, but, I mean, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just about a month ago, and, yeah.
The timeline would make sense.
Yeah, and that would make sense. And, yeah, that was I woke up to that.
Oh, my God.
Like, to be, like, seeing that there was an earthquake in the city that my brother's in. It was like a magnitude 8.
Yeah.
And then
a big
also
boy.
News that there was an emergency decree that basically completely changed the rules for Italian citizenship. So,
right.
Yeah, I mean,
that's like definitely a go back to bed type of day.
Yeah,
Once you assess your brother's safety.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, I'm going right back to bed.
Yeah, I think exactly. I'm all set. I think I've had enough of this day.
Yeah, exactly. But, like the classic client is somebody that's retiring in Italy. And for example, I have one client specifically that she had just sold her house.
No.
She had just sold all of her belongings.
Oh my God, my heart.
Literally everything. And like had quite literally like made her plan to move over to Italy. And like that's her plan. Like that's what she wants to do for the rest of her life. And like that's burning the boat right there. You
to
know,
have something like that ripped out from under you at that age, I can't even imagine.
Was doing her final like goodbye tour of the U.S. Was like taking a month to visit all of her loved ones, friends, family, and people she cared about to like spend some time with them before she finally officially moved to Italy.
That's horrible.
She's like 2 weeks into this trip and living out of a suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
Law changes. She's no longer eligible.
No.
Yeah.
How restrictive is it? Like, will she ever be?
So essentially, it used to be there's no generational limit as long as you can prove that you have an unbroken line of Italian, like that originates from Italy after 1861, because that's when Italy became a country. Okay. So as long as you can prove you had an ancestor.
Really, that recently?
I know they're a very young country.
Interesting.
Because I mean, usually when we think of Italy, we think of a country that's been there forever. Like
feels beautiful and ancient. Yeah.
Yeah, the history of that specific geography in that specific region. Mm-hmm. Rome and we think way back, but as a country, it's very new. 1861.
Interesting.
Yeah, newer than the U.S.
Right.
Before that, it was just a series of city-states.
That's newer, I think, than UW-Madison, where I went to college.
Yeah.
We were 1848.
Ah, there you go. There you go.
Crazy.
That's crazy, yeah. But yeah, as long as you can prove you had an ancestor after 1861.
Are you an Italian citizen?
I'm not, no.
You're not?
No, I'm actually not eligible.
No.
I wasn't eligible before. I'm not eligible now, so it doesn't really matter. But you have to prove it's unbroken line. So they had to still be an Italian citizen when the next in line was born. So they passed on that Italian citizenship.
I see.
But my mom moved here, and she moved here in the 70s, and she naturalized before I was born. Okay. So it's actually easier for some people that it's their great-great-grandparents.
I see.
Because, back then, turn of the century during the Italian diaspora, people didn't, the first concern wasn't naturalizing as a U.S.
Sure.
citizen.
That
Whereas
makes sense.
more modern times, people, there's a lot more information out there, and people want to naturalize as soon as possible. So,
how hard would it be, like, if you were to go a completely different route and you knew that there was no familial connection? If you move there and like you get a job or something, like, do they do that?
They do. It's 10-year residency.
Oh, okay.
They're one of the law changes, or one of the proposed laws. And it has had pretty good success, actually. I'm not sure if it's finalized yet, but is reducing it to 5 years, the residency period. And then if you have a
get in and get out.
Exactly. If you have Italian heritage, like a broken line, what they would consider mine, then it's 3 years of residency. Yeah, but they basically, this law changed it and limited it to... instead of no generational limit, it's only people that have parents or grandparents that were born in Italy.
My God, that is a huge difference.
A huge difference. And it's 70% of our clients are no longer eligible.
No.
We're helping what
does that mean for you?
We'll see.
Right. Only time will tell.
Yeah. I mean, technically, they have 60 days for the Italian parliament to reject it, amend it, or uphold it. They never reject them. They never just flat out will just completely reject it. That doesn't happen very frequently. They do frequently make minor amendments, but they usually stay pretty close to what they originally were. Luckily, it seems like there are people pushing back. It's just really messy.
It's ugly.
Yeah, it's just ugly. That's what I'm saying. And I get it, because the reason why they did it is there are a lot of people that are kind of abusing the system a little bit and taking advantage of the dual citizenship.
Well, and everyone wants to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, and it's even, I mean, there's some countries that, maybe not as socioeconomically advantaged, and they'll use the Italian citizenship as a way to get free healthcare or to get free education.
Sure.
Or specifically to get to the United States.
Right. Okay.
You can, on an Italian passport, you can come to the United States. All you need is just a tourist visa. Whereas some countries, you need all kinds of,
right, because we're racist.
Unfortunately, yes, yeah. And so that's that has been a reason why some people have been getting their citizenship, their Italian citizenship. Because the U.S. is, when people left Italy, it wasn't just the U.S. they came to. The number one country with the Italian population outside of Italy is Argentina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Argentina, Brazil, South America as a whole.
Okay.
I mean, that's why it's I can't blame somebody for wanting to better them.
Oh my God, no
better
way.
Their situation. But then also Italy has a 0% birth rate. More people are leaving the country than are being born. And so it's
but why wouldn't they want more people to become citizens?
I know.
Interesting.
But it's already economically they're having trouble. And then there are people that aren't necessarily paying into the system and helping the system, but are using the resources, which is just further makes it a problem. And then you have people like my client that sold their house and and are trying to move there.
I'm sad for her.
It's just ugly, and that's why I like that. But when I had to think of an ugly, this one I was this is ugly. It's there's no right or wrong answer. There's no right answer. But I feel for the people that are affected by it, and and
including yourself.
Yeah, if you know anyone hiring,
messing your day up.
I'm kidding. I'm sticking through it, but. I'm waiting with bated breath to see what the Italian Parliament's going to do.
100%. And what do you know when they make that choice?
They have until May 27th.
Okay.
So we're going to...
counting down the days?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. We're going to have a big party.
Right. Yes. 27th. Okay. I love it. Make some more pasta.
Oh, there you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's right.
No, I loved my pasta making class at your house. And that is another thing where I was like, okay, every time I hang out with you, I'm either making pasta or I'm visiting, Richard's, which is definitely, there's mob ties there.
We love Richard's.
You're never going to beat the allegations. But again, the family wouldn't approve of you announcing it on the podcast, and I respect that. Well, thank you for coming on this pod.
Of course. No,
this
I'm
was
so
a blast
glad.
and amazing surprise.
Yeah, am I the first guest to surprise you with a little drink?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, I'm so glad.
You're setting the standard, though. This is the new expectation.
I'm so glad.
Everybody
so glad
take
I was.
notes.
I did ask Mackenzie. I was like, do you think Sam would be okay with this?
She's gonna love it.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I was like, I was like, I want to make sure like I respect. I'm not like making a farce of her podcast.
No, please.
Because it was like,
that's what this is for.
Do it. I was like, all right, I'll do it.
That's fucking awesome. No,
Yeah.
Buzzball, seriously sponsor me. Consider
do
it. Hey,
do it.
something to consider.
Yeah.
But I had a blast chatting with you.
Pessimistic at Breast, brought to you by Buzzball.
By Buzzball. It just has ring to it, doesn't it?
It does.
Yes.
It does.
Well, I'm excited to keep hanging out.
Yeah.
We're gonna go get some drinks.
Yeah, that's right.
So we basically have to go. But we love you guys so much.
Yes, we do.
Thanks for hanging out.
Of course.
This was a blast.
No, anytime.
And we'll chat with you guys again next week. Bye.
Bye.